It's time to decorate the studio Christmas tree. Check it out. I found these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle dove ornaments, and I got Optimus Prime pulling Santa's sleigh.
Great. More work to do.
But it's fun work. Come on, we'll put on the Twisted Sister Christmas album, have some hot cocoa. It'll be fun.
Right. Sure. Fun. I got time for that. I've still got to go shopping for my little nephew's Christmas gifts. I've got to go to 2 other jobs. You know, sometimes I just like to skip Christmas and spend the day sleeping and watching anime.
All right, so 2 things. Number 1, I'm the grumpy cynic, not you. And 2, it sounds like you need an emergency dose of the Christmas spirit, and I think I have just the thing. Make us some popcorn, fire up the VCR, and I'll be right back.
Cinderetti, Cinderetti, night and day, Cinderetti.
Stop copying me! Here it is, Christmas masterpiece, the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special.
Oh, brother. He-Man and She-Ra have a Christmas special?
Yep, and it's gonna give you back your Christmas spirit.
Are you really rewinding the tape?
Yeah, I watch it every year, at least once.
Then why didn't you rewind it last year after you finished watching it?
Because I had to rewind the next movie I was gonna watch.
I'm noticing a pattern.
It's best not to think about it too much. We open with Wintertime on Eternia. The king and queen are getting ready for Adam and Adora's first birthday celebration together. The palace is a hodgepodge of the He-Man and She-Ra characters, all decorating for the big day.
I think purple would look good up there, Peekaboo. Try it.
Peekaboo? What, is this like some sort of Pokemon here? Peekaboo, I choose you. I don't think that Pokemon is appropriate for you, Ash.
You know, it reminds me of how we used to get ready for Christmas at this time of year.
Christmas? What's that? An Earth holiday?
A very special Earth holiday.
What I want to know is, why in the holy heck you've been married for all this time? Presumably, I would guess maybe 20-something years, if not a little longer, and not one time Queen Marlena has brought up Christmas? Not one time King Randor has asked her about Christmas? Pillow talk between these two must be boring. If I had a wife that was from a different planet, I'd be asking all sorts of questions. And apparently the queen is going to continue to keep Christmas a secret, which is fine because the king doesn't seem to be asking any more questions. So yeah, next scene. We cut to Man-at-Arms and Adam working on some kind of Sky Spy rocket to spy on Skeletor's every move. Great. Now they can see what song Skeletor sings in the shower and use that as a psychological advantage. Apparently with nothing better to do, Orko sneaks into the so-called Sky Spy rocket and pretends that he's zooming around in space until he touches the lever that causes the rocket to launch. Adam tries to switch off the rocket, but wouldn't you know,
The controls won't work.
Something tells me I'm in big trouble.
the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special. After our festive credits, we see that the rocket has gotten the attention of Skeletor and his goons. They begin to chase after the rocket to capture it. For what reason? Bad guy stuff? Skeletor likes rockets? Back at the palace, Adam and Man-at-Arms are still watching the Sky Spy on the monitor. Dora enters asking what's going on.
The Sky Spy suddenly took off by itself.
Huh?
Man-at-Arms calls out that Skeletor is going after the Sky Spy. So you know what that means? Yep, it's transformation time. After a bolt of lightning and a spray tan, He-Man takes off after Skeletor on his flying tricycle? Here's my thing. How is he flying on this tricycle?
That was exactly what I was going to say. It's a 3-wheeled trike that kind of looks like something from Tron, and he's flying through the air with no visible sign of propulsion. This should not work.
Not to mention there's no wings on it. And it's not like they don't have vehicles that don't fly. I mean, this cartoon was made to sell toys. They have so many vehicles available, and they choose the one that doesn't have wings or flies.
You're trying to grab more than you can handle.
What?
Before Skeletor can grab his rocket,
What?
listen, if the cartoon can get away with it, then so can I. So before Skeletor can grab the rocket, He-Man disarms Skeletor's ship.
And I would just like to say I appreciate the shows with dumb goons like this two-headed guy. Like, especially as he's like, go left. He's like, left, right, no, left, right.
Oh, Skeletor has an endless supply of goons that are brainless and dim-witted. That's all he surrounds himself with. You would think that if you're trying to take over a planet, you'd at least find some competent help. Well, those same dim-witted goons eventually get He-Man all tied up in 7 force belts, but never fear, She-Ra is here. Also, I have to point out, with He-Man being all tied up, there's something slightly disturbing about this exchange.
Looks like you need a hand, brother.
Sis, just in time, as usual.
Does She-Ra walk in on He-Man tied up often? You know what? I don't know, and I really don't want to know. We cut to Orko still inside the rocket. He tries casting a spell to help a situation, and well, like most of Orko's magic, the spell doesn't go exactly as intended. The rocket begins spinning off into outer space. He-Man and She-Ra chase the Sky Spy until it suddenly teleports away.
I'm afraid we've lost your Sky Spy.
Well, it's a good thing nobody's in it.
And it's a good thing they can breathe in space.
Yep, I was gonna say, they ever cover that?
No, they don't. You're just supposed to take it at, face value and don't ask questions. Orko finds himself heading towards a planet that doesn't look like Eternia. Then again, it really doesn't look much like Earth either. But we've already had to suspend our belief for plenty of other moments, so this really isn't anything surprising. He crash lands in a snowy forest and gets yeeted out of the rocket around a tree branch and finally hitting the ground, causing some more snow to fall and turn Orko into a Frosty the Snow Wizard. He hears some kids calling for help and flies off to investigate. It turns out 2 small children pulling a sled with a Christmas tree on it are about to be buried by an avalanche. I don't think Santa would find them under all that snow. Depending where they are, I don't think the rescue team would find them until summer. Luckily, this time, Orko's magic works as intended, and he floats the children and their Christmas tree safely away from the avalanche, saving them from certain doom. The children explain to Orko how they're out here looking for a Christmas tree until they got lost.
You're not really lost. You found me, didn't you? Found you?
Yeah, the incredulity of this little girl when she said, found you, kind of mimics pretty much my skepticism with having found Orko to help them. It's like,
Yeah, but they don't know who Orko is, so they don't know what kind of possible trouble they've gotten themselves into.
Another thing is, they find this strange little space goblin, and they're not freaking out by it. He's just flying toward them and everything.
Yeah, they're just not asking questions. No, like, what are you? Why don't you have legs? Where is your face? Nothing? None of that?
Nope.
They just, again,
Not here.
even in the cartoon, they take it at face value. Back on Eternia, Teela, Adora, and the Queen tell Adam and Man-at-Arms that they have a serious problem. Orko is missing. And they just found his spell book by the launch pad.
Uh-oh, he must have stowed away on the Sky Spy.
Ah, yes, the pieces of this puzzle are starting to fit together nicely. Back on Earth...
It's a flying saucer!
No, child. A saucer would be round, not long and pointy. Orko and the children go into the rocket to warm up. Orko asks about what Christmas is, and the children begin to explain as we cut away back to Eternia.
Well, I guess everything can't be the Charlie Brown Christmas special when it comes to explanations of the true meaning of Christmas.
Well, I mean, we know what Christmas is, so we don't have to hear the story again. Orko doesn't, so he's got to hear the whole thing. Back on Eternia, they track down Orko's coordinates and find out that he has crash landed on Earth. Man-at-Arms believes he can use his transport beam to get Orko back. The only problem is it needs a certain type of water crystal to work, but there are none on Eternia. One would think this would be something he'd take into consideration when building the device, but hey, the plot needs side quests. Adora believes there might be one on Etheria.
Well, if it's in the water, Mr. would know about it.
But can you have She-Ra contact her?
I think that can be arranged.
Why can't Adora just ask Mormista? Keep in mind, 2 of the people in the room don't know Adora is She-Ra and Adam is He-Man. This is a really poor time for a wink wink nudge nudge moment. Back on Earth, Orko is past the religious part of his Christmas lesson, and now the children are on to telling him about Santa Claus and presents. Nothing really much more to say there. Let's go back to Etheria for some more awkward dialogue between siblings.
If something happens to me, you'll be needed here.
Well, just be sure that nothing happens to you. You're my favorite sister.
Also his only sister.
And are we sure they're brother and sister? That look and that hug, I don't know, man. They don't act like brother and sister. If you pay attention, they act more like, you know, but for plot convenience, no, they're brother and sister.
And we can't say this is just because they changed up the script because it was a Japanese anime. Oh no, they're just cousins who really like each other.
Oh my. Eternia is actually Alabama. On Etheria, She-Ra talks with her mermaid friend Mermista about the water crystal. Luckily, she knows where it is, but there's a small problem.
And is guarded by the beast monster.
The beast monster is real?
I would just like to say there's so many different and interesting names for a lot of these He-Man characters. But then you have Beast Monster. Like, they couldn't think of something better than that?
I think it's more so that the creative names are the exception and not the rule. But
Okay.
But yeah, Beast Monster, it's like
This could describe literally anything.
this could be about 12 different monsters. But no, it's the one. The Beast Monster is real. You couldn't have called him something else?
You might as well just call him Steve at this point.
Steve would have been a lot more creative name.
You must find Steve. You must find and best Steve to retrieve the water crystal.
That's it. The Beast Monster will now be known as Steve.
Fly, Swiftwind.
And I would just like to say, like, I thought I heard kind of a racket noise going off when Swiftwind took off. Can we go back?
Yeah.
Fly, Swiftwind.
It's like literal rocket ship. What did Swiftwind have for dinner?
Yes. Too much broccoli.
So this is the pool of
Steve.
It sure is, She-Ra. And he doesn't look like he was ready for company.
Steve.
Mermista tells She-Ra to keep Steve busy as long as she can. After a short game of Chase the Pretty Flying Pony, Steve trips over a rock and falls down into a pit and gets stuck in the ruins. Even though She-Ra claims that the ruins won't hold him for long, we never see Steve again. Mermista finds the crystal and gives it to She-Ra, but it's too soon to celebrate as the ground begins to tremble and giant robots begin to pop out of the giant holes. They're not friendly robots as they proceed to trap She-Ra and Swiftwind in a clear dome.
They're changing into other forms. What evil robots?
very evil.
So because they transform into other things, they are evil robots, says the unicorn logic. I would hate to see what they think about the Transformers. The bubble shield doesn't seem very strong, as all She-Ra needs to do to get out is call upon her sword to catch fire. She slices through the bubble and roundhouse kicks the cut out of place just for good measure. Now they're free to get the rare water crystal back to Man-at-Arms. Back on Eternia, Man-at-Arms uses the water crystal to power up his machine. Meanwhile on Earth, Orko and the children are engaged in singing jingle bells when a bright light appears on the ship. They stand in the light and it teleports them and the Sky Spy back to Eternia. Orko and the children exit the Sky Spy and Orko straight away flies over to Adora to give her a big kiss. Orko begins to tell everyone the story of what happened. We cut to a space rock floating in outer space, which is the home of Horde Prime, basically Skeletor and Hordak's boss. Mr. Smoke Swirl is not happy. He has gotten the sense that a new spirit of goodness has arrived on Eternia. Fearing that his power might be in trouble, he sends for Skeletor and Hordak. Back on Eternia, Orko finishes up telling his story to the king, queen, and the rest of the gang. The children are concerned about getting home in time for Christmas. Man-at-Arms needs a few days to fully recharge the water crystal. This is when the queen has an idea. She's going to combine the twins' birthday with a big Christmas celebration. Wow, sure glad the twins got a say in this. The little girl Alicia is worried that Santa won't be able to find them, but the queen assures her of course he will. Apparently Santa just doesn't travel all around Earth, but far away alien planets too. Seriously, whatever they're paying Santa, he's not making enough.
Who's Santa?
Who's Santa? You don't know who Santa is? I can't believe it. Everybody knows who Santa is.
Orko is suddenly a Christmas expert.
Yeah. Hear 2 stories about Christmas and learn jingle bells, and the next thing you know, he knows everything. We cut back to Horde Prime giving Hordak and Skeletor orders to crush this Christmas spirit, and whoever does will be handsomely rewarded. Hordak vows to eliminate this Christmas spirit before another day has passed.
You can't even handle that muscle-bound female She-Ra.
Just a minute. What about the way He-Man handles you, Bone Brain?
Oh my.
Well then, I think things are getting a bit too spicy between these two. Let's check back in on Eternia. Oh good, it's time for a Christmas song.
Love and caring, peaceful bliss, Christmas spirits in the air, Eternia and everywhere. Don't you feel it? Feel that you're a part.
For as simple as the song is, I actually really enjoy it. Is it an instant classic? No, but it does put a smile on my face.
There they are. Get the tractor beam ready.
So,
At least it's not shooting out from the front.
you know what? That's a good point. So Hordak captures the children and Orko and takes them back to Etheria on his questionable looking ship, when suddenly, all right, that doesn't make this look any better. So the Monstroids grab the ship out of the sky and threaten Hordak to leave the prisoners and then get out of here. With enough blasters aimed at him, he leaves Orko and the children and retreats. Meanwhile, He-Man and She-Ra have gone to their friend Peekaboo for help finding the children and Orko.
Peekaboo, use multivision!
Peekaboo informs them that they've been captured by the Monstroids and that little robot people known as the Manchines are on their way to rescue them. He-Man and She-Ra waste no time and head out to help with the rescue. We cut back to Orko and the children being held in a prison cell. A funny little man pops up in the window. He's one of the Manchines, appropriately named Cutter. He slices through the bars and helps them escape from the cell. Cutter calls on his cousin Zipper, another Manchine but with wheels. They zip around avoiding the Monstroid until they get surrounded. Luckily, He-Man and She-Ra arrive to save the day.
Sorry to get you all tied up.
Clumsy, clumsy, clumsy.
The Manchines call for backup, and in no time flat, a bunch of mini robots are snapping and jiving as if this was West Side Story. They help He-Man and She-Ra dispose of the Monstroids, but no time to celebrate, as amongst the ruckus, Skeletor has swooped in and captured the children. Before he can get away, Hordak has returned and damages Skeletor's Sky Scooter, forcing him to crash land in a snowy area. With Skeletor's Sky Scooter grounded, he's left with no choice. He orders the children to get moving so he can deliver them to Horde Prime before Hordak comes back with reinforcements. But the children are too cold to move. The young boy Miguel pleads with Skeletor to be nice and that it's Christmas time. The young girl Alicia collapses in the snow. Miguel continues his pleas with Skeletor.
A season of love, caring, joy. Yeah.
Slowly, something comes over Skeletor, and he finally caves and uses magic to give the children extra warm coats.
Thank you, Mr. Skeletor. You are very kind.
Kind. Never use that word around me.
That must be killing him on the inside hearing that.
Now that the children are warm, he orders them to get moving. Alicia turns back to get the Manchine puppy known as Relay, but Skeletor isn't having it and tells her to leave him behind. Realizing there's no arguing with Skeletor, Alicia sadly walks away from Relay, leaving the poor puppy to shiver and shake alone in the snow. As they begin to walk away, Skeletor hears the shivering puppy begin to cry out for help. He looks back to see the puppy trying to walk in the snow but keeps falling over. Skeletor tries to turn his back on him but sees the puppy's sad eyes, and once again Skeletor caves and picks the puppy up to take him with them.
I don't know what's coming over me, but whatever it is, I don't like it.
Relay shows his appreciation and gratitude for Skeletor's kindness and begins showering Skeletor's bone face with lots of kisses. Of course, Skeletor protests the puppy doing this, but he still carries him. It doesn't stop him. As Skeletor, Relay, and the children continue their long walk through the frozen tundra, Alicia tells Skeletor that it was nice of him to save Relay like that.
I am not nice.
But Relay disagrees and starts licking Skeletor's face again. Alicia offers to carry the pup, but Skeletor makes the excuse that they'll move faster if he carries him. This brings us to my favorite part of the special. Skeletor asks the children to tell him more about Christmas.
Tell me more about this Christmas.
Everyone has lots of fun.
You mean they get in fights?
No,
Fights are fun. I like fight.
And you give each other presents.
And when you open them, they explode, right?
No!
I think Santa heard Skeletor say he enjoys getting into fights because suddenly a snow beast appears in front of them, blocking their path. For once, we get to see Skeletor be the hero. He orders the children to stand behind him as he uses his magic to stop the snow beast's icy breath. And then with another wave of his staff, he cracks the ground below the snow beast's feet, sending the beast falling into a ravine and sliding away on a large patch of ice.
You could say he was no problem at all. Ah?
Oh my god.
Thank you, Mr. Skeletor. You saved us. You really are wonderful.
Listen, I am not nice, I am not kind, and I am not wonderful.
You can't fool me, Skeletor. I saw that smile on your face. Horde Prime's ship has arrived to find Skeletor and the children waiting. Miguel pleads with Skeletor to not let them be taken by Horde Prime.
Let him go, Boneface.
She-Ra and He-Man, drat!
We'll take those children.
No, I'll take those children.
Hordak, double drat!
Oh good, the gang is all here. Skeletor shoots a beam from his staff at Hordak. Due to plot convenience, Hordak's arm can turn into whatever he wants, so he puts up a shield that bounces Skeletor's magic blast right back at him, striking him in the stomach and knocking the wind out of him.
Good aim. You hit yourself.
Well, that's one contestant down. He-Man and She-Ra put themselves between Hordak and the children, ready to fight for their safety. She-Ra tells Orko to go with the children and get them someplace safe. Orko leads the children away, while Relay stays behind looking over an unconscious Skeletor. They don't realize they're walking straight into a trap, as Horde Prime's ship descends from above them. Before He-Man and She-Ra can help the children, they need to deal with Hordak's henchmen first. And while this isn't completely difficult for the twins, the fight does slow them down from rescuing the children, giving Horde Prime time to lower his grabby claw to collect his young prisoners. Relay still desperately tries to wake up Skeletor by licking his face. It's starting to look like the children aren't going to escape this one. Relay finally manages to wake up Skeletor. Once Skeletor sees that the children are about to be taken by Horde Prime,
I don't know what's happening to me, but I must save the children.
with a blast from his staff, Skeletor shoots the grabby claw, causing a chain reaction all the way up into Horde Prime's ship that causes an explosion big enough for Horde Prime's ship to crash out of the sky. But Horde Prime isn't done just yet. Takes aim at Skeletor with his ship's weapon, ready to make him pay for his treason. Before Horde Prime can fire, He-Man and She-Ra pick up Horde Prime's ship together and send it flying back in outer space. We're treated to a shot we don't see very often, if ever. He-Man, She-Ra, and Skeletor standing together victorious over a common enemy. The children run to Skeletor as they both hug him for saving them. He-Man's reaction is pure gold.
He saved you?
Yes, I guess I did. I wish I knew why.
Well, I think you're feeling the Christmas spirit, Skeletor. It makes you feel good.
Well, I don't like to feel good. I like to feel evil.
She-Ra reassures Skeletor that Christmas only comes once a year. Skeletor is relieved to hear that, causing everyone to break into laughter. Except Skeletor. He's still not sure how to feel about this Christmas spirit stuff. Back at the palace, the Christmas party is in full swing. The palace has been decorated with ornaments, red and green fabric, and most importantly, a fully decorated Christmas tree with wrapped gifts under it. And after all that, they didn't invite Skeletor to the Christmas party.
I think he just didn't feel well, so they didn't want to make him come.
The children are about to be sent home, but not before Santa Adam gives them their Christmas gift.
Here, a flying belt for each of you.
A irresponsible gift for a pair of Earth children where this kind of technology doesn't exist on their planet. But I think by now we've learned just not to think about things too much. Alicia returns Relay to Adora, asking her to make sure he gets back home with the Machine. With a final Merry Christmas, the children are teleported back home. And through the magic of plot convenience, Man-at-Arms is able to view the children's reunion with their parents all the way back on Earth.
Oh, Mother, Father, it was great. We went to another planet.
Alicia tries to back up her brother's story, telling her parents about Orko and how Santa gave them flying belts. But their parents still don't believe them, and it's time for bed anyways.
You really were.
Why does their father look like Mario?
Let's go. Now, children, stop making up those preposterous stories and go to bed. Now, where did you get those jackets?
That was the other question. I'm like, why didn't they ask where they got those coats from?
I did not buy that for you. I work as a plumber, and those are pretty plush coats.
The children activate their flying belts and casually fly right past their parents, who are now wondering what was really in those Christmas cookies Aunt Jane made for them.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, young lady.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Oh, you knew it was me all the time, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Well, Merry Christmas, sis.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
So, did this renew your Christmas spirit?
I feel good.
See? What'd I tell you? Works every time.
I don't want to feel good. I want to feel evil.
No. No. You're not the dark brooding one of the group here.
Oh.
So, anything to say to our viewers before we sign off?
Yeah, like they said, it's a time of goodwill, torment, and spreading cheer. So make sure to go and do that. And give presents. Lots and lots of presents. I like presents.
From all of us at Pigeon Milk Studios to all of you at home,
Merry Christmas.
And God bless us, everyone.
The Christmas tree's on fire. Santa's holding the lighter. My parents are both liars. I got gifts but 1 subscribers. Thanks for the candy basket. Oh, got another jacket. My stocking's filled with acid. Am I dreaming? What just happened?